Good afternoon again, everybody. This is my third Blu-ray review. I've done two previous, Midnight Cowboy and Legend of Billie Jean. Today I'm going to be talking about a 1985-84 classic. It's probably the best, how to describe it, it's the best Brat Pack film ever made, in my opinion, that is. It's John Hughes's classic The Breakfast Club, starring Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez and Anthony Michael Hall. It is the quintessential teenage movie for its time. It still stands up to test today in modern society because the story is pretty simple. Without giving any clues away, it's basically The Breakfast Club is detention. It's about 5 teenagers who, through some way earlier on in the week, which you'd never see, somewhere earlier on in the week, they've all committed a crime at school where it deems them to be stuck in detention from 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. And that's basically the story of The Breakfast Club. They all have to turn up on a Saturday for detention. And while they're in detention, they are being monitored and managed by one of the teachers who doesn't like children, can't stand them. He doesn't want to be there, he just wants to go home. But he hasn't, he's got to stay here while all these kids sit in the library for a whole day, and he's got to supervise them to the best way he can. Now the film has got lots of dialogue that everybody knows. It's got a great soundtrack featuring Wang Chung, Simple Minds, Cyndi Lauper and lots of other people on it. It's a great soundtrack. It's a good film. Now, there's no action in it. Don't expect anything. There's no car chases. There's nothing. 90% of the film is set in the library. And it's basically 5 teenage kids talking about their life. And they sit around, and if you've ever been to school or you've ever been in detention or you've ever been in a class where you have to listen to a teacher talking about a particular subject that you're not bothered about yourself as a teenager, and you just want to sit there and think, yeah, yada, 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 I'd rather be doing something better. This is all in it, you see, all of it. It's fun, it's great, it's hilarious, it's a very, very funny film. The dialogue is very on the nail. It's got a lot, not a lot, but it's got a few swear words in it. It's got subject matters that normally you wouldn't speak about, but it brings them to light, and it brings about all these kids really have got one thing in common. They just want to be teenagers, and that's all they are. But the way the film portrays them, they've all done bad, so they have to be punished. And the teacher keeps checking on them every so often, but while the teacher's not there, that's when all the fun stuff happens, because they start talking and they start acting out things and messing around and doing what kids do. They've all got qualities. All the characters have got qualities. The character of, I'm trying to do this looking that way, the character of John Bender, he's the rebel. He's basically the bad person. The character of Ali Sheedy, who's sat on the floor, she's the basket case or the weirdo. People call them goths nowadays. She's that character. The jock, the sport, the type of one who thinks he's all everything, that's Emilio Estevez, who is in the middle. He's the one with his legs stood up. The one next to him with a pink top on is Molly Ringwald. She's the princess. She's the one who's got a rich daddy. And the one next to her is Anthony Michael Hall. He's the geek, he's the brains, he's the one who can do everything. He's clever and everything. So between all of them, they've got to survive a day stuck in a room they don't want to be in. And sometimes it's heartbreaking to watch them, because it shows emotions come out and all the raw stuff they do. And how they think they've all got their problems. The whole world hates them, and it's not. It's just a story about how they survive and how they get on in life. And one of the hardest things is when you see the rebel John Bender, which is Judd Nelson. Eventually he gets broken down, and he speaks from the heart about his home life and how, because most of these are rich kids and that, and he isn't. He's from the slum area of the city, and he pours his heart out, and you don't expect it, and it is a fantastic piece of cinema. The way he talks about his life and about his family and what his family get up to and what he does. But then, like all bullies and all big heads, he tries to shirk it off after showing his emotions and become all big-headed and hard again, which it's not to be. Inside, he's like everyone else at that age. They just want to be loved, but they don't want you to know that. And John Hughes has captured the teen movie to a T. He's done a lot of teen films all over the place. He's done loads, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's done 16 Candles. He's done Uncle Buck. He's done lots of things involving all teenagers of all ages. You know, he's even done Some Kind of Wonderful with Eric Stoltz, which is a great film. And but all in all, this is his, what most people would say is his best achievement, because most people of a certain age grew up and that was how school was. I went through it, we've all done it. In my opinion, it's a great 10 out of 10 movie. It's one to sit down on a rainy afternoon or a rainy evening and a weekend, couple of beers, and just enjoy the whole experience. It's 90 minutes long. On this edition, I've had lots of versions of this. I've had it on video and DVD and everything. This Blu-ray edition I've waited for a long time, because it's got the 12-part documentary on The Breakfast Club. It's called Sincerely Yours, The Breakfast Club. 12-part documentary. You can watch them in segments, or you can watch the whole lot in one go. And then it's got a documentary called The Most Convenient Definitions, the origins of the Brat Pack. Sorry about that. And it's a feature documentary talking all about it with Judd Nelson and Mancy Michael Hall. It's a really good, few good extras on it. It's DTS Master Audio 5.1, 1080p, crystal clear sound. And talking of sound, the soundtrack is a classic. Everybody knows Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. But there's a scene in the film where one of the characters is walking across a football field, puts his hands up, fist in the air, and it's iconic. It's an iconic moment. It comes in the film when and where I won't say. It's just one of them moments where you just think, you want to go, yeah, well done, you've done a fantastic job. So all in all, The Breakfast Club, brilliant film. Let me know what you think about it, comments, whatever, down below as usual. Cheers, see ya.